Today's episode of Wrestling All Day Podcast is brought to you by Crystal Lake Creations. Horror artwork, masks, and more. You can find Crystal Lake Creations on Instagram, crystal_lake_creations. You can also find their Etsy shop, etsy.com/CLakeCreations. Welcome back to another episode of the Wrestling All Day Podcast. Now, last week, I know I promised an episode on The Undertaker. The 30-plus year career of the dead man. Well, let's just say things got completely off track. Things got completely away from the point of the episode. So, it didn't happen. I didn't upload it. So, you guys didn't miss an upload. I just didn't upload it because I'm a little embarrassed to upload it. So yeah, with that in mind, we're not going to talk much about The Undertaker today, but we are going to mention the fact that the dead man, 30-year career in the WWE alone, will be in the WWE Hall of Fame in just a few weeks after Friday Night SmackDown. They actually just announced that The Undertaker this weekend is going to be at the big event in New York, and if I would have known a couple months ago, I would have said, shit, let's go. But I guess this is what they do. They announce the stuff days before the event. I'm expecting a good turnout for him. Big event always gets a lot of people. But the dead man's going to be there. So if you're in the area, it's going to be in New York. Go check it out. But The Undertaker had such a fantastic career. You know, the first ever Hell in a Cell match. The first ever casket match. Debuting at Survivor Series 1990. 7-time world champion, if I'm not mistaken. Multiple-time tag team champion alongside his brother Kane and other counterparts. Classic matches with Mankind, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, The Rock, Kane, you name it. The Undertaker has had classic matches with them. So if anybody deserves the Hall of Fame, it is The Undertaker. And I sincerely hope, I don't think it's going to happen, but I sincerely hope that the Hall of Fame that night is all about The Undertaker. Because one, it's going to be right after SmackDown. So you're sitting there thinking, okay, SmackDown ends at 10. If they do a full Hall of Fame, those people ain't leaving the arena until 3 in the morning. And I don't think anybody wants to be there that long. I know I don't. So hopefully The Undertaker is the only induction that night. And that's not to take away from anybody. That's not to take away from anybody else deserving a Hall of Fame spot. It's just the fact that The Undertaker, one, it's so late in the evening. And two, The Undertaker had that 30-year career just in WWE alone. He can talk about his time in the NWA. He can talk about his time in WCW. But just on that WWE career alone, 30 fucking years, bro. 30 fucking years of The Undertaker. If anybody deserves to have the induction that night, it should be just The Undertaker and The Undertaker only. And again, that's not taking away from anybody. But it is giving credit where credit is due to one of the greatest performers of all time, The Undertaker. So, this week's episode, we have a little bit of extra stuff to talk about. On top of Undertaker, another Hall of Famer, Edge. Edge finally getting an answer to his WrestleMania challenge. He issued a challenge, I believe, 2 weeks ago or last week. I don't watch the weekly show, so I wouldn't know. But I did tune in for this. I wanted to see who Edge's big opponent was going to be because, you know, everybody said, well, it's going to be AJ Styles or it's going to be Cody. And I honestly, we'll touch on Cody in a little bit here. I honestly was hoping that it would have been AJ Styles. If it was anybody else, I would have been disappointed. I can full on say that. I see all the people, we want Cody, we wanted Cody. No, the fuck we did not. No, the fuck we did not. I am so happy that it's going to be AJ Styles. Edge turning heel as well on Raw. Attacking AJ Styles when AJ reached his hand out to give him a handshake. Assaulting AJ and then turning... I don't know... I don't want to say turn back into that darker persona, but he looked like Doc Brown with his hair like that, and you could see the wheels turning in his head, like the ultimate opportunist, the rated R superstar, the guy I hated when I was a kid is back. And to see this as an adult, I'll be able to appreciate it a hell of a lot more because I fucking hated Edge when I was a kid. And that's not saying I didn't like Edge the person. I didn't, not saying that. I was a kid. I thought Edge was literally trying to kill John Cena every week on TV. I was a dumb kid. Shit happens. I'm a dumb adult, but, nothing's really changed. But the fact is that the rated R superstar, the ultimate opportunist, this Edge that has been sleeping for far too fucking long is back. And this is the first time Edge will be a heel since 2010. He turned face in 2010, late 2010 during his rivalry with Kane. And from there, he's been a face since because he wrestled his last match as a face. And when he came back in 2020, he's been a face up until last week. So I'm really excited. I know Edge can still go and put on a fantastic match, and you all know AJ Styles is the motherfucking phenomenal one for a reason. There's a reason he had The Undertaker's final match in the WWE. There's a reason The Undertaker chose AJ Styles. Because AJ Styles is one of the best in the world today, and that's not an opinion, that's a motherfucking fact. AJ Styles is truly one of the all-time greats in professional wrestling, and the fact that he's still going out there and putting on these matches, it says a lot about the character of AJ Styles and the testament that he has to his loyalty to the sport of professional wrestling. So, to see Edge and AJ Styles at WrestleMania is going to be so fucking epic, bro. I cannot wait. Those two are going to beat the hell out of each other. WrestleMania in Dallas, 2 nights. The most stupendous 2-night WrestleMania in history, considering the fact there's only been 2 of them so far. You hear the rumors about Stone Cold Steve Austin. You hear the rumors about The Rock. Every year, The Rock returns at WrestleMania, rumors start up, and it never happens. This year, they have the opportunity to make it happen. They said that there's a bigger surprise, quote-unquote, bigger surprise planned as well. So I'm assuming what is going to happen is Roman is going to smash Brock, win the titles, Rock comes out, and they begin a year-long program, leading into Hollywood for WrestleMania 39. However, The Rock didn't even show up to his own fucking celebration at Survivor Series. So, who in the hell knows what is going to happen at WrestleMania? The Rock didn't even show up at Survivor Series for his own 25th anniversary. If he shows up at WrestleMania, he shows up at WrestleMania. I mean, I'll be happy. But if he doesn't show up, I'm not going to get myself that hyped to set myself up for disappointment. Because if you get your hopes up and something that you don't want to have happen doesn't happen, or something you want to have happen doesn't happen, then you're going to go online and bitch that it's WWE's fault because you got your hopes up. It's not WWE's fault. It's your fault. So, with that in mind, Edge and AJ Styles, I got a little off topic there, but Edge and AJ Styles, WrestleMania 38, Dallas, Texas. I hope y'all are ready because that is going to be my pick for the match of not even just that night, whatever night it is, I'm not sure which one it is yet, but the match of the motherfucking year. Edge, AJ Styles, WrestleMania. I am so fucking pumped for that match. And considering the fact that they gave that the last segment because Edge's heel turn, it felt like a big, big thing. And it is a big thing. This is the first time Edge has turned heel in 11 years. Or 12 years now. This is a huge, huge moment in the WWE. Edge turning heel. Styles is now officially a face. I think he's been a face the last couple of weeks. But, they made Omos the heel, even though AJ Styles was the dickhead to him. They made Omos the heel for some reason. I don't understand. So, from what I understand now, AJ is a full-fledged face. He's the baby face in this rivalry against Edge. And at WrestleMania, I don't even give a fuck who wins. They can go 35 minutes and at the very last second, a nut shot and a 1-2-3. I don't care. Just the simple fact that we're getting Edge and AJ Styles in a WWE ring in 2022 is phenomenal. I didn't want to do it. I really didn't want to use the word, but it is truly phenomenal. And on that same episode of Raw, a new United States champion was crowned when Finn Balor defeated Damian Priest. Now, Damian Priest has been on an absolute roll since he's come to the main roster in WWE. He's got his first WrestleMania match under his belt alongside Bad Bunny, and now he has I'm assuming, a championship match at WrestleMania with Finn Balor. Now, Priest, after the match, pummeled Finn Balor, beat the hell out of Finn Balor. So I'm assuming, I know Damian Priest got this whole thing going on where he's, the good guy and the demon. So I'm assuming where this is going is demon versus demon. Damian Priest beat the fuck out of Finn Balor. And, Damian Priest has that dark side. He calls his demon side or his devil side, whatever the hell they call it. And, of course, Finn Balor has his demon. So I'm assuming we're going to get something along the lines of, like, demon versus demon at WrestleMania. But I'm assuming we could chalk that up as a Damian Priest heel turn. Beating the shit out of Finn Balor after losing the United States Championship. Excuse me. I think we could chalk it up as a heel turn. Damian Priest has been a face since he's come up to the main roster, and to see him pummel Finn Balor the way he did, a sore loser. I think we could chalk that up to be a heel turn. Like I said, I haven't watched. I catch highlights. That's it. I literally only catch the highlights on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. I don't watch any weekly shows anymore. I don't watch AEW weekly. I don't watch WWE weekly. I don't watch NXT weekly. I don't watch nothing weekly. I just get highlights and I go from there. There's just too much fucking wrestling on to watch the entire show over, the course of the week. There's just too much fucking wrestling on. You got NXT, you got NXT's new show, you got Dark, you got Rampage, you got Dynamite, you got Dark Elevation, you got Raw, you got SmackDown, you got Main Event, you got MLW Fusion. There's just too much shit to keep up with. So watching it all in one big highlight video or listening to somebody bitch about it on YouTube kind of like I do, simple. Makes it a lot easier. But I did tune in to see Edge complete his heel turn, which I'm glad I tuned in for that. I didn't see Damian Priest's heel turn, but I do know that he beat the living fuck out of Finn Balor. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I like Damian Priest. He's really grown on me since he's come to the main roster. So to let him have a heel run, I'm down for it. And if we do get the Demon Finn at WrestleMania, even better. Because he's only done that once. We only got Demon Finn at WrestleMania one time. And that was at WrestleMania 35 in New Jersey. That was the last WrestleMania that I went to before the shutdown of the world. So to see Finn Balor possibly bringing back the Demon, I'm all for it, bro. I'm all fucking for it. Another thing that I'm all for, it's coming up. We are just a few days away from release. WWE 2K22. Holy fuck, it has been so long since we got a simulation-based wrestling game. The last simulation-based wrestling game, looking at you 2K20, was absolute trash bags. That game made me want to fucking drop kick a poodle. Absolutely terrible, terrible game. The PlayStation 2 graphics did not hold up well at all. And now, finally, just a few days, we're getting WWE 2K22. Now, when I say 2K20 was bad, it was fucking horrendous. I think if the game looked better and played better, it would be fine. Nobody would have talked shit on it the way that they did, except for that career mode. That career mode is atrocious. But the game itself, the gameplay, everything is just bad. They changed the controls, which they did again for 2K22. The controls suck. The gameplay sucks. The hitboxes suck. The AI sucked. The career mode sucked. The showcase mode you couldn't even play because it was so broken. That sucked. So, WWE 2K20, you can stay in the fucking trash where you belong. And WWE 2K19 can go right the fuck behind it. Now, I know I'm going to get heat for this, but WWE 2K19 is not a good game. The only reason that people hold WWE 2K19 so close to their hearts, and I felt the same way for a long time, is because it held down for the better part of the last couple of years when WWE 2K20 was unplayable. The 2K creator community came together, and they're still pumping out content. WWE 2K22 comes out in 6 days, and they're still pumping out content. I can go right now onto my Xbox and find a whole boatload of new creations from AEW, WWE, Impact, you name it. It's on there. the community creations went absolutely insane for the better part of the last 3 years when they announced that they were going to be bringing back the servers for 2K19 and 20. But 2K19 is just as bad as 2K20. The only thing different is that the creations actually work, but that's it. The creations work and the game doesn't crash as much. It still crashes. Trust me, it still crashes. But WWE 2K19 is just as bad as 2K20, minus a couple glitches. 2K19's hitboxes, terrible. 2K19's graphics, terrible. It's not a good game, but it's the only game that we've had that's playable for the better part of the last 3 years because 2K20 was an absolute bag of dicks. And again, I know there's a lot of people out there who like 2K19. There's a lot of people out there for some fucking reason that like 2K20. But those games are not good. WWE 2K22, I'm hoping, like they say it does, hits different. Because if it doesn't, I'm going to be fucking pissed. I just dropped $105 to get this fucking game. So, let's just hope it doesn't suck. But 2K19, 2K20 finally can go in the trash, be put on the back burner. And like I said, I was one of those people who really admired 2K19 for holding it down for the last 3 years, but it's not a good game in any means. The ladders, the tables, the the restrictions that they have on ladders and tables are fucking stupid. Absolutely fucking stupid, and it ruins the matches. The restrictions inside Hell in a Cell matches ruin the matches. I just tried to do a Hell in a Cell match for my Universe mode, and it's atrocious. It is the worst fucking thing ever. At least 2K20's Hell in a Cell, you got a little bit more room, and you can bring in weapons. Because what's a Hell in a Cell match without weapons? I don't know. Ask fucking 2K19. 2K19, I'm sorry to the community out there who loves this game. You're only loving it because it was there for you. You're only loving it because it held it down for 3 years. The game has not aged well at all. The graphics are terrible. The crowd looks like something out of a fucking PlayStation 1 game. It's not a good game. It is not a good game. But at the risk of failure here again, I said I wasn't going to do it. I did it. Shelled out $100 and some fucking dollars to get WWE 2K22. So, I'll be doing a 2K22 stream as well. If you guys want to check that out, it's going to be up on YouTube. So you guys can check out my WWE 2K22 live stream. The midnight release stream, 11:59 Monday night, we go live. We will be playing WWE 2K22 for the first time in 3 years. A simulation-based wrestling game returns to consoles. It's a fucking fantastic feeling. I am so hyped for it, and I feel like I'm going to be let down because that's just 2K way. But I'm excited for it. A lot of people were taken out, but that's okay. You got the community creations for a reason. Adam Cole, The Fiend, Kurt Angle, all taken out. That's okay. That is quite all right. Community creations I know is going to step up in the next couple of weeks, so I'm really excited for it. Another thing I'm really excited for, PPW Ring of Roses. March 12th, Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. Get your asses ready because PPW is coming back with yet another show, and just like always, their shit's stacked to the brim. After last month's PPW show, PPW Reborn, a lot of unfinished business in PPW. Last month, they crowned a new champion in Chris Slade, the new No Limits champion. Chris Slade, big congratulations to him, by the way. Big fucking shout out. That guy is going to be a fucking star one day. That guy is going to be a fucking star. I'm going to throw that out there now. Whether he's going to be, just killing it on the indies like he's doing now, or whether he's going to be signed to TV, that man is going to be a fucking star. Mark my words. So at PPW Ring of Roses, there is a lot of talent coming in. A couple Ring of Honor guys, some Impact guys. Take a look here. We have VSK from Impact, Brian Johnson from Ring of Honor, Mike Bennett from Ring of Honor, Davey Richards, MLW, Heath Slater, Heath Miller, Heath, whatever you want to call him, is going to be there as well. And of course, Maria Kanellis is going to be there. And then, of course, you have all your talent from PPW World Champion Bro Keller, PPW Women's Champion Danny Moe, PPW Tag Team Champion South Philly's Finest, the Green Machine Mike Orlando is going to be there, Action Andretti is going to be there, Taya Valkyrie is going to be there, Layla Gray is going to be there, Megan Bain is going to be there, but the question is, are you going to be there? Y'all better be. Y'all better be there, and y'all better be loud. That's all I'm going to say about that. But for PPW Ring of Roses, there is going to be a huge women's championship match. PPW Women's Champion Danny Moe is going to take on Taya Valkyrie. Now, if you've never seen what Danny Moe can do in a ring, it's absolutely insane. Danny Moe is one of the best female women's wrestlers. Well, I guess that's what female means. One of the best women's wrestlers on the independent scene. One of the best female wrestlers on the scene. I tried to take two sentences and mix it into one. Either way, Danny Moe is a fantastic athlete, and she deserves that championship. She was on AEW a few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago now. She was on AEW Dark, and she's defending her title against Taya Valkyrie. Also, at PPW Ring of Roses, Davey Richards, a former Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champion, is going to take on PPW Heavyweight Champion Bro Keller. Bro Keller has been champion now for a number of months, I believe going on month number 7 as champion. So this is going to be huge for him. It's a make-or-break moment when he gets to take on the Lone Wolf, Davey Richards, in a PPW ring, Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. You're not going to want to miss that. Also, Mike Bennett with Maria Kanellis is going to be taking on Action Andretti. Action Andretti was involved in a fatal 4-way for the PPW world title. A fantastic fucking match. A fantastic young athlete. This dude's got it. He's got the look. He's got the moves. He's absolutely fucking insane when he gets in that ring. And he just wrestled Jordan Oliver at the last show. And it was probably the match of the night. And, you know, it's really tough to pick a match of the night at PPW when all of the matches just go that hard. And no, I'm not being paid by PPW to say any of this. This is my 100% honest opinion. Probably the best independent promotion in Northeastern PA, if not all of Pennsylvania. And that's not, I don't have anything written down that says that. That is just 100% my opinion. I truly believe that PPW, they bring in the best talent. They have the best homegrown talent. And they're going to continue to get the best homegrown talent and the best talent from around the world going to be coming to PPW. You can watch their stuff on Fight. You can check their stuff out on YouTube. Absolutely my favorite independent promotion right now. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. 1CW comes to mind. Northern Tier Wrestling comes to mind. PPW, though, in my opinion, right now, number one. And that takes nothing away from any other independents at all. All independent wrestling is good wrestling. Occasionally. But I truly believe that PPW does it best. And to see Action Andretti getting this big match here, he faced, like I said, Jordan Oliver of MLW at the last show. Now he gets to take on Mike Bennett, who faced Casey Navarro a few months ago, maybe a few weeks ago now, planting Casey through a chair, absolutely fucking batshit crazy, pile driving a man through a fucking chair. Do you know how mad you got to be at somebody to pile drive them through a chair? Pretty fucking mad. But Mike Bennett did it, and he takes on Action Andretti this couple weeks away here. This is March 12th. Yes, March 12th, PPW, Ring of Roses. Mike Bennett will also be hosting a seminar as well. That's all I have right now on the PPW, Ring of Roses. But I do know March 12th, 137 Aaron Lane, Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. I'll be there most likely. Make sure you guys are there. I want to see you. I want to hear you. But for now, that is it for today. That is everything I've had on my mind. We covered The Undertaker, Edge, Damian Priest, 2K22. Before I get off, actually, there is something I want to touch base back on here. I said I was going to touch base on it again. Cody Rhodes. A lot of people are saying that Cody Rhodes is going to make a surprise appearance on the road to WrestleMania or at WrestleMania in general. But now, if I'm going to give you my 100% honest opinion, I don't think he ever left AEW. I don't think he even sniffed the idea of leaving AEW. Yeah, sure, his quote-unquote contract ended and he's quote-unquote a free agent, but you really think he's going to leave? You really think he's going to turn down all of that to go back to WWE, a company where, now, for nothing, for the better part of the last year, Cody and his boys talk shit on. A better part of the last couple of years, talk shit on, tried to bury every chance they get. You really think Cody's going back there? I mean, if the money's right, I mean, it's possible. Brett went back. Warrior went back. Bruno Sammartino went back. But Cody Rhodes is none of those guys. Cody Rhodes is never as big as any of those guys, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it pains me to say, because I think Cody Rhodes has a true potential that even 10 years after leaving WWE almost, he still hasn't unlocked. He's been gone since, 2015, 2016, something like that. I just don't think there's the potential there that he's reaching for. It's always just kind of been, yeah, my dad's Dusty Rhodes, give me money. And that's kind of been Cody Rhodes' whole shtick since he came to WWE, and still is to this day. So sorry, Cody, and sorry, fans of Cody, just my opinion on things. So I truly think that Cody Rhodes is staying in AEW. I don't think he left. I think he's going to sign a new contract and go for the AEW World title, because his old contract states that he couldn't. So I think his new contract that he signs is going to state that he can. And I think he's going to be the one to step up to challenge Hangman after Adam Cole. So we'll find out in a couple weeks. Cody Rhodes, he's either going to be showing up at WrestleMania or he's going to be showing up at AEW Revolution. No matter what, he says he's focused on being a stay-at-home father right now, but we know Cody Rhodes cannot stay out of the spotlight. Never could, never will. So, with that in mind, I think Cody Rhodes is still with AEW, and even if he's not signed, he's going to re-sign. Guaranteed with AEW. But for that, now that is everything I wanted to cover. We touched all the bases I wanted to here tonight, and yeah, so like I said, PPW Ring of Roses is March 12th. Make sure you guys are there. I'll be there as well. And if you guys want to find me on social media, you can find me on Twitter at WAllDayPod. You can find me on Facebook, Wrestling All Day Podcast. You can find me on Instagram, Wrestling All Day Podcast. You can find me on TikTok, Wrestling All Day Podcast. You can find me wherever you get your favorite podcasts, because finally, after almost a year, I am back on iHeartRadio. My old podcast, I took off iHeartRadio. I had to put in a new submission, and I am finally back on iHeartRadio, baby. And so you can find me wherever you want. You can find me iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spreaker, where I'm recording from right now. You can find it anywhere you get your favorite podcast, except for Facebook. I have no fucking clue how Facebook Podcasts works. But I am also doing a giveaway. If I hit 100 subscribers, I did say before WrestleMania, if I hit 100 subscribers, any point during the month of April or leading up to, I will be doing a giveaway where I will be giving away a free 8x10 from a former AEW or WWE superstar. And it will be signed. Guaranteed will be signed. And it could be yours. Just help me get to 100 subs on YouTube. And that's all you got to do. I'm going to go through and I'm going to do a huge giveaway. You can check out the details on Facebook. I may even give away 2 8x10s. I'm not sure yet. So, if you guys want a free 8x10 from a former AEW guy or a former WWE guy, or girl, never know, help me hit that 100 piece on YouTube, and it could be yours. But for that, this has been the Wrestling All Day Podcast, and I will catch you guys next week when we discuss a little bit more about PPW and a little bit more about the road to WrestleMania. So with that in mind, it is not just all day, it's every day. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll catch you later.